Most of the students looking to study abroad do not have an idea of the timelines for scholarship and education loan. Many make the mistake of waiting for an admit to apply for scholarships, and only then they realize that most of the scholarship deadlines are already over. And even with education loan, they keep it till the end, and by then they are so late for visa that they have no choice other than going to private banks or NBFCs, but they are fast but not the best option. So do watch this video fully to understand when to apply for a scholarship and when to apply for an education loan, because you're still not very late. But if you do not watch it now, you will miss it. Hello all, this is Damini, co-founder of VMake Scholars, India's largest education finance platform. So we started in the year 2015 with funding and support from Government of India, and we help students like you with scholarships and education loans for your higher studies abroad. Hence our videos are the most trusted source of information than watching some random blogger. Even though we share the information through these videos, but if any bank staff denies accepting any information which is shared by us, just give us a call. We will talk to that manager in your city and we will solve the issue for you. Loanflix web series covers everything about education loans, but this video is going to talk about the timelines for both scholarships as well as education loans. So in this video, we will talk about how early you should start applying for scholarships, considering the deadlines for all the government scholarships, university scholarships and others. And we will also talk about when should you apply for an education loan, considering the time taken by public sector banks, private banks and NBFCs in processing the loan. So let's start. So I'll explain these timelines as per somebody who is going to study abroad in August or September 2025, but those who are watching this video and planning to study in 2026, you can adjust the timelines accordingly. So I'll start this video with a fact which is going to shock most of you. So do you know that for studying in the US, the most prestigious fully funded scholarship is Fulbright Scholarship for Indian students? Now the fact which shocks most of the students in my scholarship sessions is when I mentioned that the deadline for Fulbright Scholarship is 15th May every year, but not for students who are going to study in that year, but for the students who are going to study in the next year. So which means for those of you who are planning to study in the US in August 2025, the deadline is already over and it was in 15th May 2024. So not just for Fulbright or for the US, the deadline for the most prestigious scholarship to study in the UK, the Commonwealth Scholarship, was also in June 2024 for the students who are planning to study in the UK in September 2025. So yes, all of you 2025 aspirants, you have already missed the deadlines for all these prestigious government scholarships. But those who are watching for 2026 can still apply for it. That's why it is very important for all of you to watch this video fully. Doesn't matter whether you're going this year or next year, whether you've applied to universities or not, do watch these timelines clearly. So most of the government scholarships are closed by the time universities open for applications for the next year. So the standard timeline for the government scholarships is between May to November for the students who are looking to study in the next year. I already gave you the example of Commonwealth Scholarship and the Fulbright Scholarship. Here are a few more examples. Chevening Scholarship for UK, the deadline was in November. Dart Scholarship for Germany, the deadline was in November. You can find the full list of scholarships on www.vmakescholars.com. All the scholarship information is freely available over there, and for your information, we are the largest database of scholarships for international students globally. I've added the link for the scholarship page in the description as well. Just to clarify here is that almost all the government scholarships do not require an admit letter or the offer letter. You just have to express which are the universities you are planning to apply to. So they evaluate you based on your academic or overall achievements till date. And another important thing here is that all the government scholarships are fully funded, which means not just your tuition fees, they will also give you some stipend for your living expenses on top of tuition fees. Now most of the scholarships which are offered by universities themselves are to be applied along with the admission application to the university. Some of these scholarships may not require a separate application, but many will, as most of the good students who are applying to universities apply little early on, like in the month of October to January. That's why most of the scholarship deadlines for university scholarships are also in these months only. But some university scholarships are also open until like March or April. Now for someone who is going to study in August or September this year, make sure that you apply to universities as well as to government and university scholarships by the end of January. And even if you have not done that already, rush and try to finish your applications in the next 10 to 15 days. Now by the end of January, once you have applied to the universities as well as to some of these scholarships, there are two important things you need to do. Listen carefully. Number 1, you should go through the full list of scholarships which are available on vmexscholars.com. It is not a very difficult task. There are filters available based on nationality, course and everything. So you can filter the list and go through the entire list to figure out the university scholarships as well as the leftover trust and foundation scholarships which you are still eligible to apply. Track the deadlines and apply to those scholarships. And I know this video might be a little late, but if you're watching this video before 31st of January, then you can also write HEST, which is Higher Education Scholarship Test. The deadline for that is 31st January 5 p.m. in the evening. The link to the scholarship test is also there in the video description. Now, the second most important thing is you should talk to a financial officer to understand your eligibility for an education loan and what all options are available for you. Now, to talk to a financial officer, you can request a call back via the link which is in the video description. Do not be very positive. I know this might sound very demotivating, but I have seen students making the mistake of relying too much on the scholarship, and in the end they end up wasting their entire academic year due to this. Doesn't matter how brilliant you are, doesn't matter how great scholarship essays you wrote, there are still high chances of you not getting a scholarship because you never know what sort of competition was there, what sort of students applied for that scholarship. So you must have a backup option. Most of the scholarship results are announced in the month of May or June or even later sometimes. So by the time if you get to know that you didn't get the scholarship, you don't even have enough time to get an education loan. So get your education loan sanctioned early on, and later if you get a scholarship, don't use the education loan. The amount which you are going to lose in such a scenario is only about 10 to 20,000 rupees which you paid for education loan processing fee, but that is worth the risk rather than losing your entire intake. And please note that you do not pay any interest amount on your education loan until you actually use that loan amount. Coming to the timeline for education loans, a lot of students apply to VMEX Scholars even before they have applied to universities because they just want to understand what sort of a loan option they are eligible for, what will be the amount, so that they can apply to universities accordingly. So you can do that as well, but that's a choice. But please remember, as soon as you have applied to universities, listen carefully, I said as soon as you have applied to universities, not waiting until you get your admit. As soon as you have applied to universities, you should start evaluating your education loan options by talking to a financial officer. To get connected, you can request a call back via the link which is in the video description, or you can directly call us on the number which is shown on the screen. Please note that all our services are absolutely free. We are funded and supported by the Ministry of IT, Government of India. You need to know that most of the students get a surprise when their parents' CIBIL is checked. Sometimes there will be some 500 rupees of outstanding on a credit card some 15 years ago, and without correcting that on the CIBIL report, they are not eligible for a non-collateral education loan. And even for public sector banks, sometimes there will be one small document of collateral which is missing, and the municipality will give you a timeline of 2 months to give that document. That's why you should have a buffer of 2 to 3 months. If you do not have this buffer, you might end up with an option which you didn't want. And there are some NBFCs, which I won't name it, they have like the worst reviews on the internet, the higher interest rates, higher processing fee, a lot of other charges, but students still end up taking that option. And when I analyzed, I found some good students struck upon that option only due to time constraint. Don't be that student. Okay, coming back, start your loan process as early as February. Do some window shopping, talk to VMEX Scholars financial officer, get the checklist, try to arrange those documents. Parallelly, our team will connect you with some of the bank officials, speak to them, try to understand the requirements. Go ahead in the process. You need to know that private banks and NBFCs do not ask you to pay processing fee until they finalize your sanction and until you accept that sanction. So get multiple offers done from various banks and NBFCs and then decide. And for public sector banks, without paying any charges, you can get the initial screening done of your and your parents' profile plus of the collateral property which you're going to put. So understand the deficiencies so that you have time to arrange those documents as well. So by the time you get your admit, you should be clear on which option are you proceeding with. You should have all the documents ready so that maximum in 15 days you have your loan sanction letter, and then you can proceed with your deposit payment for UK or your blocked account for Germany or for your GIC for Canada or your I-20 for US or COE for Australia. All these documents which I named are mandatory documents for processing your visa, and all these documents require funding proof or the loan sanction letter. That's it for this video. I tried to be as concise as possible. I hope you understood the timeline. Feel free to ask all your questions in the comments and we will definitely answer those. I've put the link to the scholarship list in the video description, as well as the link to the scholarship test is also in the description. And for education loans, you can can request a call back via the link which is in the description, or you can call us on the number which is shown on the screen. Please note that all our services are absolutely free. We are funded and supported by the Ministry of IT, Government of India. And if you found this video useful, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel. I wish you good luck with your scholarships as well as loan process.